Hey everyone, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications down below if you haven't already. Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Behind me as usual, beautiful wagon wheel and hopefully a little wisdom up here. I wanted to talk to you, well, right now about something that has just absolutely popped up and just kind of show how it connects to our journey and what we might be going through at this moment in time, especially in the early stages of this journey right after the breakup. So this morning my ex-wife was texting me. She's going through a tough time right now. Her uncle is being taken off life support because of health conditions, and to make a long story short, it probably won't be too much longer before he passes. So a tough situation right out of the gate. Her cousin happens to be power of attorney. Now, her uncle is passing away. Her cousin is not the daughter of this uncle, but a relative nonetheless that has power of attorney and making some decisions behind the scenes as to what the next steps are. And my ex, who happens to be a registered nurse, in fact, she has her doctorate and is a professor, was down there yesterday and just kind of, connecting with the nurses and getting updates and whatnot. But again, she isn't able to make any decisions based on that. But this morning she got a text from the cousin who has the power of attorney, and she took him off of the life support last night about 12 hours ago. And my ex was pretty spun up about it because she didn't tell any of the other uncles or relatives for that matter, and kind of put it on my ex-wife to communicate all of it. So my ex-wife is very upset about it, and when she gets in those modes, I can just tell, because in the text message string that she sent to me, was what she was communicating about was all of the old things that she was upset with about this cousin, and how she's never going to talk to her again, she's dead to me, etc., etc. And I just want to talk about and how this connects to our journey, about how I don't think that is necessarily a good route. Now, I am a fan of, whether it's family members, friends, if they are toxic, they are a cruel person that, let's say, is a transactional person in the relationship, where they're just taking, there's no giving. I don't have any problems with people no longer talking in that regard, especially if they're not really bringing any value to your life. But how I'm trying to make this connection here with the whole resentment and anger is, and this includes myself, during the initial stages of the breakup, when she ran away and ghosted me, the anger, resentment, those thoughts were dominating my conscious, my brain, just absolutely one after another. And it wasn't until I moved on later in through this process that you begin understanding that when you're in that state of mind, when you're resenting them and when you're angry with them and pissed off at them, that's all on you. And that, I've said it before in other videos, that is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. We cannot, if we're going to evolve into who we need to be and who we want to be and where we should be in life, if we're going to evolve into that person, letting go of anger and resentment, the negative thoughts, people are dead to me, it's going to be a rough go. Because the longer you hang on to that, the longer you don't enter the space of where we're all looking to get, and that is in that place of forgiveness, acceptance, surrender, love, and staying in that area. The work that needs to be put in to shift that mindset, I'm going to look at all of you right now. Some of you might have an easier time with it than others. I know from my experience, it's tough, dedicated and daunting work to shift from that mindset of no longer being angry with your ex, or if your cousin in this instance. It's a tough endeavor, but it's a necessary endeavor to become a better person, because again, you aren't really doing anything except hurting yourself by staying in that mode. Again, it is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You cannot move forward in that area, and you're just going to stuck, and they use the term looping quite honestly, or quite often, and honestly that is very accurate. It is going to be a consistent loop in your head over and over again about why you think you should remain mad. And let's be clear, you're making a conscious choice at that point to be angry and resentful. regardless of what they did. It may be valid that you're mad at them, but it has to be let go of. Hanging on to that is going to be that poison pill, you guys. It's just going to take you down, down, down. And if you don't believe me, take the energy when you're feeling good and compare that to the energy of when you're feeling angry and resentful towards your ex. And just sit with that for a second and notice the difference. Notice how much your thoughts are racing in your head about their crap, they're mean, they're a jerk, they're an asshole, etc., etc. But then think about it, the peace in your mind when you're in that state of acceptance and surrender and love. And just let yourself know the difference and see that you're very unbalanced at that time. We talked about balance in one of the other videos about how you need to be in the aggregate here instead of the extremes on both sides. That's the arena that we really need to get to, folks. I was really trying to help coach my ex, just saying things like, in my experience with your cousin too, I can see that she really hasn't changed at all. And she's just a bitter and angry person. And the acceptance part of it is some people are just like that. They don't have the skill set or the courage to communicate that they're taking somebody off life support because they don't have that inside of them to do it. But it isn't on them to make you feel better. It's on you to accept the fact that that's just the way they are at this moment in time and hope like hell they can change to be different in the future. But again, it's not our responsibility. So that is my message today. Again, I'm just here to try and coach people along and take you through this process that I too am going through and embark on this incredibly tumultuous yet, I gotta say it now, amazing journey. It's the level of learning that has come with this along the way so far in the amount of time that I've been going through it has been amazing. So I hope I can share the wisdom that I have with you guys. I hope you guys take it, run with it, and implement it into your lives if it works for you. Or just look at the camera and say, Kevin's full of shit. Either way. But anyway, you guys, love you guys. Wagon Wheel of Wisdom.